We're here at Midwest Ale Works in East Moline. We're technically just outside Midwest Ale Works, right?
That is
This
correct.
is like a common area. But as you can see, it's right there. We could throw a rock into Midwest Ale Works, although we're not gonna do that. That would be silly. And the reason we're here is to talk about a very interesting collaboration, a collaboration the likes of which we have not heard of, certainly not covered here on Brewed. And it's a collaboration not between one local brewery and another local brewery. Steve, what's different about this one?
Well, this time we get to go back to the roots. Homebrew clubs, mugs. So it's the only homebrew club in the Quad Cities. And Bill here just happened to stumble in the other day and say that he wanted to do a pale ale. And I was like, well, hey, I've got the hops for you. And so, but no, homebrewing is the roots of brewing. And absolutely want to support anybody that wants to dabble. And so Bill wanted some education, I wanted some beer, the match was made.
When you're talking to homebrewers, when they come here to Midwest Ale Works and you're talking about beer, what are some things that you've learned from them, and what are some things that you think they've learned from you?
The one time I did stop down when Muggs was here, it was just interesting to me to see what people are interested in these days, right? Like, I feel like there's a roller coaster of flavors that people are looking for in beer at any given moment.
Right.
You know, there was the IPA craze, then there was the hazy craze, then there's the sours. You know, it's just like, where's the pulse, you know, of the population? What do people want?
Right.
And they were free and very happy to tell me what they wanted.
Bill, you could have made anything you wanted, and you went with a pale ale.
Right.
What is it about pale ale as a style that excites you?
It's basic beer.
Right.
To familiarize and to educate my palate first, because it's so immature. You know, we talk about Kolsch and all these styles, which are important, and I think that's why homebrewers become aficionados of beer, because you can boil it down to the general style of beer. I'm not trying to recreate a Budweiser or a Heineken or whatever. I'm trying to figure out what is a golden ale, what is an American pale ale as opposed to an IPA.
I imagine you got your start in home brewing, right?
I did.
Walk me through that. What was that like? Obviously, it worked out.
Right, yeah. I got lucky. I was stationed up in upstate Washington, and my buddies were like, hey man, you live 5 blocks from a homebrew shop, check it out. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, wander in there, no idea what the heck is going on. I make something, it was alcoholic, but the second time, I used actual like whole leaf hops, specialty grains, didn't just come out of a malt extract can, and it was, to that point in my life, one of the best things I'd had. And I was like, I can do this myself?
So your second batch was the one that made you realize, oh, this is a thing.
Also that I have a love affair with Simcoe hops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the best hops out there, guys.
Put him down as a fan of the Simcoe hops. And then, Bill, how did you get started in this?
Well, I started by making mead.
Okay.
I like whiskey, but you know, it's not legal to distill. But the next best thing was making mead from honey, and then got more equipment, and then wound up getting some beer brewing equipment, and I got this big huge kettle. So why don't I just make a? And then it just so happened, Learn to Brew Day was a couple of days later, and lo and behold, I bought an extract from Camp McCullen, extract batch, made it on my kitchen stove. Really made the wife real happy about that.
Because of the cleaning, because of the smell?
Yes, because I was going along, and we got to the boil side, the stage, and I happened to peek. I saw something up on the ceiling. I looked up, and there are drops of wart on the ceiling. So I quickly cleaned that up. And now I'm down in my basement. I put an exhaust fan right now underneath the system.
Was that the wife's idea, or was that
you
knew to do that?
It's my idea because otherwise I would be brewing outside.
Right.
And brewing in January outside is not going to work.
Right. One of the reasons I think we all love drinking craft beer so much is the community, right? So if somebody wanted to join Mugs, how do they do that?
Meetings are the last Sunday of every month.
Are there dues? Are there fees?
We do have.
Is there some sort of ritual that you can tell us about? Some sort of unholy initiation? Are there paddles involved at some point? You hear things. Yeah.
Das Boot.
You hear things, is what I'm saying.
It's just, it's $20 a year. It gets us some educational stuff.
The idea that when you go to Mugs, right, I think it could be intimidating that, well, I'm just getting started and all of those women and men know way more about craft beer than I do.
Oh, it's not that way.
Right.
Everyone, absolutely everyone, wants to help the next guy. Every single meeting I've learned a little nugget of how I can improve my process.
This was your first time working with a homebrewer?
On the commercial scale.
On the commercial
for sure.
scale.
Us homebrewers, we also get together and homebrew together a lot.
So you homebrew in addition, like when you're not here doing it?
Very irregularly, but it does happen. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask this question, and if we could somehow edit Bill out of the shot and pretend he's not here, this is something you will do again?
Absolutely.
Okay, bring Bill back into the shot. Bill, they'll do it again. You must have done something really good. Yay! We won!
He likes
we
me.
won!
He likes me.
Collaboration between a Quad City brewery and a Quad City home brewer. You love it when a plan like that comes together. Gentlemen, keep up the great work.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Dave, you want in on this?
Yeah, I think you know that I do. So what kind of malt is this?
This is a Viking Pale Ale malt.
Nordic malt. All right, down the hatch.
So like right out the gates, you get a little hint of grassy, bready, but then there's like the rind of the toast as well. You know what I'm saying? Like the crust of the bread. Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you
tastes like birdseed.